If you have never built a business in India, you probably think entrepreneurship is about innovation, passion, and hustle. But once you actually start, you realize India is one of the toughest consumer markets on earth. Not because people don't buy, India buys a lot. The problem is, India demands world class quality at survival level pricing. And if your business model is copied from Silicon Valley, India will humble you very quickly. Because this country doesn't operate on startup theory. It operates on trust, relationships, cash flow, negotiation, and jugaad. So in this video, let's talk about 10 brutal truths about building business in India. Not motivational quotes, not Shark Tank fantasy. Actual ground reality. First, cash on delivery can destroy your cash flow. The first shock for many founders, customers ordering products without actually paying. In India, a massive chunk of online orders still happen through cash on delivery. And a painful percentage of these orders get returned. That means you paid for inventory, you paid for packaging, and you paid for shipping. And then the customer rejects the package. Now your product travels back. You pay reverse logistics and your cash gets stuck. Many startups don't die because demand is low. They die because cash flow collapses. India teaches you very quickly. Revenue on Excel is fake. Cash in the bank is real. Number 2. Indian consumers compare everything. In many countries, people buy convenience. In India, people compare. A customer buying a 200 product may open Amazon, Flipkart, and Meesho, or local Instagram pages, and maybe even ask relatives, all before pressing buy option. Brand loyalty exists, but only until someone offers a lower price. And this changes everything. You cannot survive with just branding. Your pricing, delivery, reviews, and trust all matter simultaneously. Indian consumers are extremely value conscious, not because they are cheap, but because they are optimized. India creates very smart buyers and very stressful founders. Number 3. Your biggest clients may become your biggest problem. Every startup dreams of getting a large client, but nobody tells you what happens after you get one. The bigger the client, the harder they negotiate, and the slower they pay. 60-day payment cycle, 90-day payment cycle, sometimes even longer. Meanwhile, your salaries are due, your rent is due, your vendors are calling. This is why many businesses appear profitable, but still struggle operationally. Because profits don't pay bills, cash flow timing does. India is a country where you can grow fast and still run out of money. Fourth, India is not one market. One of the biggest mistakes founders make, treating India like a single customer base. It is not. India is multiple countries pretending to be one market. What works in Bangalore may fall in Lucknow. What sells in Hyderabad may not move in Kolkata. Language changes, taste changes, trust changes, buying behavior changes, even payment behavior changes. You cannot copy-paste growth across India. You localize or you lose. That's why companies succeeding here build regional understanding, not just national branding. Number 5. Your competition is often the informal economy. Startup founders usually think their competitors are other startups. Wrong. Your real competitor may be a small local seller. No GST, no office, no compliance, no payroll, no overheads. And therefore, 30% cheaper. India has one of the world's largest informal economies. That changes pricing pressure massively. A compliant business carries cost. The unorganized market often doesn't, which means your business isn't only competing on product quality, you're competing against structural cost differences. That's a brutal game. Number 6. Employee retention is harder than hiring. Hiring people in India isn't the hardest part anymore. Keeping them is. You train someone for months, they understand your system, they become productive. And then another company offers 5,000 more. They leave immediately. This essentially hurts startups because small businesses cannot always match salary wars. So founders eventually learn. You don't just build products, you build culture, growth, ownership, meaning. Because if your only retention strategy is salary, there is always someone who pays more. Number 7. Acquisition means nothing without retention. India has millions of users willing to try things. The problem, they also leave very quickly. People will happily subscribe during a free trial and cancel moment the payment starts. This is why many startups celebrate downloads, app installs and signups. But the real question is, how many users stay after 3 months? Retention is the real business, not acquisition. Anyone can attract curiosity. Very few companies create habits. In India, habit is everything. Number 8. Indian consumers want premium quality at budget pricing. This is probably the hardest truth. The Indian customer expects fast delivery, premium experience, great support, high quality, free shipping, and easy returns and discounts at the lowest possible price. And honestly, that pressure made Indian businesses incredibly efficient. India forces companies to optimize like crazy. That's why Indian founders become masters of unit economics, operations, and cost control. Because if your business wastes money here, you don't survive. Number 9. Word of mouth is still more powerful than ads. Many founders think marketing means performance ads, meta ads, Google ads, influencer campaigns. But in India, trust spreads socially. One happy customer can bring 20 more. But one angry customer inside a family WhatsApp group, that can damage your brand faster than any competitor. India runs heavily on social proof. People trust recommendations from friends more than polished advertising. That's why customer experience matters disproportionately here. Because reputation compounds, both positively and negatively. Number 10. Relationships often matter. More than contracts, this one surprises many first-time founders. Relationships often matter more than contract. This one surprises many first-time founders. In Western business culture, systems dominate. In India, relationships dominate. Your vendor may prioritize the client who follows up more, the person they trust, the relationships they value. Even if another client has a stronger agreement on paper. That doesn't mean contracts are useless. They matter. But the relationships often decide speed, priority, flexibility, support. India still operates heavily on human trust networks. And founders who understand this move much faster. So yes, India is one of the hardest places to build a business. But it's also one of the most rewarding. Because if your business survives here, it usually becomes stronger, more efficient, more adaptable. India forces founders to master pricing, cash flow, distribution, localization, operations, and human psychology. This market exposes weak business models very quickly. That's why global playbooks often fail here because India writes its own rules, and maybe that's the biggest truth of all. If you enjoy this video, kindly subscribe because on this channel I break down the business realities nobody talks about. See you in the next video.